Welcome back from that break. Before we went on that break, I told you that this topic we're about to discuss is something that every Nigerian should draw closer to come and listen to, as it concerns food security. We all need food to thrive. We all need food to survive. So what better person would do justice to this topic than Dr. Victor Patrick Akpan himself? Who is this person? He's a toxicologist, industrial chemist, and a food security enthusiast. Welcome to the show, Dr. Akpan.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm always pleased to come to NTA Channel 5 because it is a very lovely place, and I like the idea that you interact with citizens of FCT and Nigeria in general. And we also are enthusiasts of letting people know what is important.
Thank you so much, Dr. Akpan. And, you know, I appreciate the way you appreciate us. It's good feedback. All right. So now when we talk about food security, everybody knows, you know, I want to assume that the common Nigerian knows what food security is. So what are the current, maybe I should let you tell us what food security before I start asking. Let me not assume that we all know. Okay.
You know, I want to tell you that food security is not that you want to go to the farm and defend your farm produce with a gun. That is not the type of defense or security that we are talking about.
Okay.
When we are talking about food security, we want to say that nobody in a household goes to bed hungry, that the children fed within the family and the household have enough food to ensure their physical, mental, and physiological functions. They grow with the right amount of nutritious food daily. I'm breaking it down so that everybody can understand.
Yes.
And there is one concept that is very, very important. It is called entitlement.
Okay.
What is food entitlement? Enough carbohydrates, proteins, minerals, and all other ingredients that each member of the household is supplied daily for their normal function.
Okay.
That entitlement is today a legal, enforceable right. The president signed that food is now a right. I think they also signed that maybe very soon Nigerians will demand that housing is a right. Because even for you to eat, you need to have a house.
Let's not go into housing because that's a huge conversation.
Then are you going? And then I would even ask, children must sit on a table that is laid to eat. It's not on the floor.
That we should eat. All right, thank you for laying the background. Thank you for laying the background. So we now know what food security is. Yeah. And it's not all about you've eaten.
No.
It has to contain all the classes
and
of food.
Enough for you to grow, and then affordable, monetarily, availability, and near where you live.
Okay.
All those concepts
must be put in place. They must be considered.
And you don't have to eat one thing every day.
Okay. So what are the current challenges that Nigeria faces when it comes to food security? Because you've already started highlighting, and I said you shouldn't even talk about housing, but it's, you know, what are those?
The challenges are enormous.
Okay.
Availability is not guaranteed.
Availability of food.
Yes. That is why food inflation is almost at 26 or 29%.
Okay.
A lady goes to the market and comes back with a bag that she can hold and squeeze into her fist. Because what she has cannot buy what she needs. So that affordability is important. Without that affordability, there is no food sufficiency that leads to food security.
But has this always been the case in Nigeria, or it is something that has changed?
Okay. Do you know what has led to this insecurity, food insecurity?
No.
One of the factors, the leading factors, the population of Nigeria is growing.
Okay.
And that population growth is not matched by growth in agricultural production. Not even to talk about that growth in agricultural production, we cannot bring all that we produce from the farm to the consumers. Bad roads, logistics. Today, as I was coming, I didn't know that petrol had gone to 400 and something a liter already.
That means you didn't step out yesterday?
No, okay. I was in the laboratory the whole of yesterday. Okay. Then somebody called me. Somebody was to come and bring samples from KB. He said petrol in KB was 600 naira. So you can imagine those who are going to bring potato, onions, tomato, all of that, and all those things from the north to Abuja and then to Lagos. So tomorrow, or maybe this evening, those who are going to Gosa Market along Airport Road on Friday, the ladies will discover another music altogether. And what does that lead to? Empty stomachs very soon in the households. And it's sweeping. Because I remember there was a time beans was 80 naira a mudu. Now it's 800. 850. If it is the one they call iron beans, I don't know what iron, how long they will cook that one. They say iron beans. Yeah. The lady, she said, I think she said 950 iron beans. So I answered which other beans that has no iron, I asked. And she said the other one was called butter beans. I said, you say no ordinary
all
beans.
Things we produce in the country. So you would wonder.
And another important factor that leads to food insecurity is the very quantity that you produce, you are unable to conserve them. Because pests. And then another thing is that processing. You want to buy rice, half of them, sand. And these beans, when you come home, you really have to sit with the whole family to throw away half of them. Because
of what you bought very expensive.
So
what can you highlighted what should we do?
The value chain must be ensured. Extension workers from the Ministry of Agriculture should ensure that we teach farmers how to grow and harvest crops that are not perishing between their farms and the tables. Okay. I was in Benin Republic 3 weeks ago. I flew to Lagos, then from Lagos I chartered a taxi to go to Benin.
Okay.
Then we passed through one market in Lagos on the outskirts. They say all the trucks coming from the north assembled there. I saw mountains of rotten mangoes, mountains of rotten tomato. I
because
nearly
all of
cried.
these are highly perishable, and before they get to their destinations.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So when they run into traffic, hold up on the road, or all the labor, and then we don't preserve them.
Dr. Akpan, I would have to ask you to hold your thoughts there. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, this conversation will continue. You can see Dr. Akpan is passionate about food security in the country. So we definitely want to listen to him. Let's go on this break. When we come back, Good Morning Abuja will continue.
Are you interested in being up to date with the pacey world of sports? Our rebranded Capital Sports is the finest bet for your doing so.
So join us every Thursday live at 3 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja to talk sports for your viewing pleasure. Remember, you can be a part of this #1 sporting program. Join us on the analysis, views and opinions.
Welcome back from that break. Dr. Victor Patrick Akpan, our food security enthusiast, is right here in the studio. So, Dr. Akpan, before we went on that break, you were telling me of how you saw piles and you know, of rotting food that was supposed to have left the north to another destination. But before they got to there, what can be done to ensure that all these challenges are addressed? What can we do to move away from all of this?
Okay, now that leads to this invitation. We have decided and fashioned out what we call Food Security Academy.
Okay.
This academy has a vision and mission that we want to realize. The goal #1 is that we want to train 100,000 food security proficient Nigerians and Africans.
Okay.
First of all, charity begins at home.
Okay.
First, Nigerians. You can come from any background, but you must be enthusiastic about agriculture and food security. We want to make sure that each household in Nigeria is food secure.
Okay.
And this leads to the next item. We want to train these people in a crash program of 6 months, together with the Abuja University of Science and Technology, African University of Science and Technology, Abuja, African University of Science and Technology, Abuja.
All right.
Is in Galadimawa.
Okay.
They will anchor and certify the training.
Okay. So the training, you have to be a food security enthusiast.
Yes, you have to have a little background in basic sciences. If I say water, you must know how water is. What is water? Because many people don't even know the function of water. That we are thirsty and we drink. But plants also need water. And water is very essential in food security.
Okay.
Then we will train all these people to be good farmers. We ensure that value chain, starting from the crops, from the farm to the table, and eliminate all those losses through proper grooming of those people.
Okay.
Then there is also the issue of money. What does a farmer do between the time his crop is growing? Is he going hungry? Somebody must take care of that. Otherwise, the farmer will take even the seedlings, yam seedlings that he wanted to plant.
And feed on.
And feed on. That is what of the... That when you see that there is no yam in the market, there must be a reason. One of the reasons is that the seeds have been eaten and there are no other ones to plant. It can also be that insecurity has led to fallow farmlands.
Okay.
So the issue of insecurity in the food basket areas of Nigeria must be addressed.
Okay.
Then this perishability, these perishable crops, we must find a good logistical arrangement to transfer them, to process them, to preserve them, and to brand them to the market in order to keep them.
This is a very broad topic. How can Nigeria balance the need for increased food production with concerns about land use, deforestation, and other environmental issues? Just
I'm very happy that you mentioned those 3 points. You've seen, we are going to deal with the aspect that is called pedology, which is what happens to the soil. Because if you don't even sustain the soil, you don't have agriculture. Unless you want to do like the Japanese, you make the solution and plant on solutions. But since we have farmlands, we have to preserve, prepare, conserve the farmlands and manage them sustainably. In fact, Dr. Obu, who is also an agronomist, you know him, we have decided that we are going to enumerate the entire valleys around the FCT and make beautiful orchards out of them and gardens. All those fields, foothills, we are going to train people to terrace them and farm them. Okay. And another thing is that each person in the FCT should have a little garden. It's not all, every time that you go to buy sense leaf, curry leaf, and you can plant all those. You can plant those things. And another thing is that we have to manage the size of our families. Okay. It's very important.
All right.
Yeah. It's also part of ensuring a balanced diet, because if you have so many mouths to feed, you have to stretch
quality
the growth. You stretch the growth. You elongate the, and then I'm really very concerned about young children, because they must be nourished well, because they are the future of the country.
Yes, they are.
So that food security task that we have decided to take on is also to preserve for the future.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Victor Patrick Akpan. Let's not forget that he is a toxicologist, an industrial chemist, and food security enthusiast. Of course, when he was talking, you could see the passion and, you know, his wish that Nigeria would be food secure for the future generations. Yes. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. God bless.
All right. I have been conversing with Dr. Akpan, and oh, what a conversation it has been. It has been deep. It has been thought-provoking. And, you know, he left me with something. I have to go and plant something in my house. I can't be going all the time to buy vegetables and no. All right. Good morning, Abuja. We'll continue after this time out. Stay with us.